Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here. I'm just doing a quick video before I go to the gym, which I'm going to be going to probably 3 or 4 times a week from now on, because I feel like it would do me good, especially with all this rage I have. I mean, never been a violent person, was raised with all this pacifist shit. I'm trying to diss anybody in particular. I'm just, it's like sometimes magic, as Crowley has said, is like kind of being embracing the opposite of what you are for a while, what you've been. But that's on a whole other subject of the occult, which I may actually talk about in this on this channel and on a podcast. I'm working on maybe doing a new podcast. Because I did 2 episodes last year and I never picked up on that. But I've been talking to some people about doing that. So I have a lot of projects in the pipeline, regardless of what happens in the world. I don't care. I'm just going to continue to do my thing. Or troll any trolls that are in the world, or doubters or deniers of my power. So anyways, speaking of the occult, there is a new spin-off of Supernatural in the works, and I thought I'd talk about my opinions about it. I've been a Supernatural fan for about 10 years. What happened was I thought it was some stupid prep show on CW with these model-looking douchebags, and stupid, Michael Bay-esque kind of crap. But this friend of mine gave me this DVD box set for some reason. and I was bored one day, or sick one day in bed, and I just popped it on and I started watching, and I got hooked on it. And I love the Jensen Ackles characterization of Dean Winchester is especially appealing to me. For one thing, it reminds me of my big brother myself. Growing up, I had a big brother that was kind of cocky and arrogant and kind of badass, mentally ill, unfortunately, and died homeless and from kidney disease, so about 5 years ago. But he did remind me of Dean Winchester. Dean Winchester kind of reminded me of him, especially from his younger days when he was more like that. Got me into a lot of music and stuff. So, as a matter of fact, metal is. I wouldn't be playing metal if it weren't for him. So, the show, I watched the first 5 seasons. After that, I kind of dropped off for a while. Then, last maybe 3 or 4 years, I started finally watching the rest, or 2 or 3 years, I should say. I started watching the rest of it. I like some seasons more than others. Some of them are terrible. Final episode, I think it was a pile of shit, piece of shit. It should be retconned to hell. I thought it was horrible. Horrible ending. Awful ending to the show. So did apparently Jensen Ackles. But now Jensen Ackles is going to be the executive producer and narrator of a prequel show to Supernatural. I have mixed feelings about this. We've already seen some prequel stuff in the show itself. I like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's performance, and what's her name as his mother, Mary. God, I know it's terrible that I don't remember. I mean, Jeffrey Dean Morgan was featured in the show way more than the mother was, so pardon me if it's some kind of patriarchal thing that I can't remember her name or something. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Because I flagellate myself because I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal. I feel white guilt. Patriarchy. It's kind of Catholicism. I don't know why this video got so off in left field now. But I've just said I apologize for not remembering all the actors' names and everything. So Catholic guilt transposed into liberal guilt. Anyways, I didn't grow up Catholic. I just mean like overall in our civilization. So yeah, Dean Winchester is back in a show, sort of, ostensibly. Maybe he's going to be speaking from his angel point in the show or whatever. Jared Padalecki was not notified about this. Padalecki or what? Yeah, sorry. See, I'm bad with all that stuff sometimes. I have mixed feelings about it. I think it could turn into a pile of shit. It could be terrible. Getting Eric Kripke back would be a help. The show's creator. I think it could go, many different directions. I think one thing I do want them to do is retcon the ending, because the ending was horrible. The ending of the show itself. The prequel, depends, If you get some kind of edgy, let's say we got some like edgy horror writers and directors. Robert Eggers or something does an episode or something like that, Don't make this into like a spin-off like Fear the Walking Dead Part 5, all these spin-off shows of all these older shows. And sometimes spin-off shows turn into their own thing, like Frasier and shit. Who knows what could happen? It could go in that, a better direction like that, or it could go to total shit, So I have mixed feelings about it. I think Jensen Ackles feels an affinity for Dean Winchester that goes deep in him for wanting to do this. He could go into a million different directions in movies and shows and stuff, but he wants to do the Supernatural. He was begging to stay on Supernatural, it seems like. So it's cool. I think that part of it's cool. And hopefully it'll be in good hands, because he'll appreciate the lore and the mythology and the ideas that were on that show. There's some really bad episodes and really bad seasons of the show, but overall it's a cool show. A lot of it's based on my favorite comic, Hellblazer, of all time, by the way. I have Hellblazer #1, actually. It's not worth that much, but, I do have #1, and all the trade paperbacks are almost released. 25 is going to be the last one of the original run. It's going to be very interesting. Because I started reading that in 2015. I escaped me for so long, because I was into the Sandman and Books of Magic and Swamp Thing and stuff, but Books of Magic's basically Harry Potter, by the way, before Harry Potter. That's why I never read Harry Potter, because I knew, the Books of Magic seemed like a ripoff of it. So, yeah, I have mixed feelings. Hopefully it'll go well. Hopefully it won't be a pile of shit like that last episode was. Ugh, God, that was so bad. I can't even, start to say, how shitty I think that was and what they did. I'm not going to give anything away if you haven't watched it, but it just was just so badly done. So corny and so ridiculous and silly. And I think the show is silly, but, not in that way, the way that the final episode is. I don't like the final episode. I don't like the final season that much either. I mean, I've watched a lot of it, but yeah, they need to fix that up. Maybe Eric Kripke can come back and do a retcon graphic novel. I've recommended that on some threads and stuff. This is the way I would have ended it, because have parallel universe, alternate universes, just like with DC Comics, with the multiverse, which is a brilliant concept in any fiction, in my opinion, because you can get away with shit saying, well, that's an alternate dimension, an alternate parallel universe that happened in, that shitty ending to the movie or show. I think they're going to try to do that with Star Wars, and that's my prediction, because Star Wars has been so decimated by what's happened the last couple of years with the fans and everything. So that's about all. Peace out.